The Department of Homeland Security identifies 6 people it says agents arrested on the first day of Operation Catahoula Crunch.
As Gabby Kellett reports, DHS says they were either convicted or accused of a variety of crimes.
Well, Meg, John, DHS released their identities this afternoon, and DHS says Binh Nhan To of Vietnam was convicted of robbery, kidnapping, assault, and homicide. We couldn't find his arrest records in Orleans Parish, but are still searching elsewhere. DHS says Hong Ngoc Tran, also of Vietnam, was convicted of sexual assault, larceny, and fondling a child. They say he was also given a final order of removal in 2010. Orleans Parish records show that he pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree rape and aggravated crimes against nature in 2000. DHS says Jose Raul Lopez Serrano of Honduras had a previous conviction of marijuana possession and was arrested for disturbing the peace. Now, DHS also says that these 3 people had prior arrests before being detained. That includes Carlos Roberto Guardado Ramirez of Honduras. DHS says that he was arrested for simple battery, domestic abuse, child endangerment, resisting an officer, and driving while intoxicated. We did find records out of St. John the Baptist Parish that show he was arrested in July for reckless operation of a vehicle and DWI. DHS says that Freddy Caldero Caraballo of the Dominican Republic was arrested for cocaine, public intoxication, and also DWI. And DHS says that Luis Fernando Maldonado Velasquez of Guatemala was picked up on an immigration warrant as a part of the sweep and was previously arrested for vehicle theft and forging documents. Now, DHS says that those 6 individuals are now in the United States illegally. We did ask DHS whether they were undocumented at the time of the alleged crimes. We also asked where they were arrested, and so far we've only received a link to that initial press release we received this afternoon in return to our questions. So in the meantime, we're searching local records to just find out more information about these arrestees, and we'll report that as soon as it is available.